So it's been 20 years of Hannah Montana. If you know the reference, then you grew up in my timeline, okay? If you don't, sucks for you. Today we're gonna do, in honor of the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana, I put a poll up on TikTok asking y'all, should I recreate any one of her makeup looks? And guess what y'all said? 100% of you said yes. So you know what, we're doing it today, and this is why the getup is what it is. We're giving early 2000s sparkle, glasses, and glamour. So today I'm gonna show you how to achieve one of her looks. This is the look that I'm going for. Let me know if I eat at doing this look at the end of this video. Comment down below. Be honest, but be nice, okay? We're gonna skin prep our face so we can have a very beautiful base to our face. If you want your makeup to look A1, 10 out of 10, you can't skip your skin prep. So I'm gonna go in with a bubble milk toner. I absolutely love milk toners. If y'all follow me on TikTok, y'all know this. If you don't follow me on TikTok, what are you waiting for? I teach you guys all the time. I also love putting inspiring posts that have to do with the Christian walk. Okay, so we do both things on that platform as we do it here on YouTube, all that jazz. So after I apply the milk toner, do y'all know what's next? Let's see, do y'all know your facts? Okay, it is moisturizer. So we're gonna go in with our La Roche-Posay Triple Action Moisturizer. It is my holy grail moisturizer. If I had to choose one for the rest of my life, it would be that one. And here she is. Also, don't ask me what's up with the ponies. I was actually filming and recording a TikTok before going on to making my video for the recreation of a Hannah Montana makeup look. So once we go in with the moisturizer, what we're gonna do next is we're going to apply a serum, okay, of any choice. This one is a Radiant one by Pink Diamond. I got it in a BoxyCharm box of the month of I don't know when at this point. So this I love because we're going for a radiant look. Her looks weren't really matte, at least the one that I chose looked a little bit like there was a highlight moment going on, but not too dewy. Dewiness in makeup wasn't a thing in the early 2000s at the moment, which sucked because I do love myself a dewy makeup, but Hannah's makeup that we're doing for today is not too dewy. Next, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Dew Drops dupe, except these are called Thirst Drops. They do the same thing. It is also a pink colored serum, and I just love this for skin prep before makeup. It does not peel either, so it is reliable to put under your makeup. You should not be fearful of having chapped looking makeup after this because she's a nice topper. I will vouch for her. She's also way more affordable than the Glow Drops by Glow Recipe, even though I also love those, okay? But sometimes, you know, we gotta look out for the wallet because if not, who will? Now we're gonna go in for the base. Hannah Montana has a beautiful matte yet somewhat radiant base. That's what we're gonna aim for. I'm gonna go in with the Tier AI Filter Mask Fit Cushion Foundation. That is a long mouthful to say, but this, when I tell you guys, it has all the reasons to be called an AI filter in a foundation. It totally does. And since this is a superstar glam makeover, what better than a filter foundation? Like, it only makes sense. Y'all are about to see what I'm talking about. So using their puff, okay, normally I don't like the applicators in like things like this, okay, because I think they're really whack and they're not the best quality. But Tier is the exception, y'all. Trust when I say they have like a special way of making these things. Pressing that in, you're gonna see the redness literally disappear in my face. Kid you not, kid you not. Do y'all see what just happened? I am not making it up at all, y'all. And to make this even better, this actually has Korean skincare built inside the foundation. What other makeup can you say does that? I feel like there's very few right now in the market, not many. But to give you a coverage like this and still be skincare, hello? We're gonna leave the under eyes completely blank because we don't want cakey under eyes. We want to leave that only for the concealer. Only concealer belongs underneath your eyes. If you put foundation and then you put concealer, that is going to make it look very cakey, very unprofessionally done, and that's not what we want. If you look like a skeleton because you have not blended underneath your eye, you've done it right. Now we're gonna go in with our eyebrows. Hannah Montana's eyebrows were not really thick, but they weren't too skinny either, like, you know, Christina Aguilera kind of time and era. So that being said, we're going to do our eyebrows average. Average meaning we're just going to fill in our eyebrows to its natural shape. Put on a little bit of eyebrow gel just to shape my eyebrows before I fill in anything. There are the eyebrows, and now we're gonna fill them in. And I think the best fill in right now, because we're not doing anything heavy, would be an eyebrow pen, okay? An eyebrow pen are like the inky ones, not really the pencil ones. This one will give you guys like hair-like strokes. This is the Natural Brows from iMethod. I actually like this pen. I bought this on TikTok shop as well. Like, tell me you're a TikToker without telling me you're a TikToker. But y'all see what that just did? It gave myself like extra hairs and it looks like natural. Nothing like, you know, too thick and blocky. She doesn't have too much of an arched eyebrow, so we're not going to emphasize up. We're just going to curve it down a little bit. Next, we're finally going to go in with some concealer. Finally, okay, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Bare With Me concealer. This concealer, you guys, is so good. Like, it is medium to full coverage concealer. You guys can build this up the way you want, but honestly, I only apply it once and let it marinate and sit so it can have better coverage, full on coverage throughout my day. And I don't have to double apply this concealer ever. That's just me. I mean, I am a girly that loves coverage, but I don't want to look cakey either, so I don't apply this twice. And yes, it looks a little crazy, but trust the process. I'm also going to apply a little bit of this on my nose. Now, Hannah doesn't really have an extremely snatched nose. No, she don't. No, she don't. It's like very just button-like, so we're going to focus more on a button kind of nose, but not too snatched because she wasn't given snatch at the time. She was only 14, girls. No, 13. She started at 13. So, like, in a way, I'm glad that my era, my generation, we didn't fasten up our pace to be, like, doing makeup and, like, being grown women at age 13, 14. If you do, then I really can't relate, and I really don't regret that because my skin went much longer without all those products, and I feel like that's why it is the way it is, and it's just good, okay? I feel like the earlier you start doing those things, if it's not skincare, you're busting your face up a little earlier. And as a makeup girl, it sucks to say because makeup does have a little bit of that effect, which is why now they're doing skincare in formulas because not all makeup is good. We're just gonna let that sit. We're gonna let it marinate. We're gonna let it cook. Now we're gonna go onto the eyes. Now, going back to the picture, it is a very simple eye look. There's a lot of browns going on, and for the base of our eyelid, it looks like she used a shimmery base. I want to say that it was more of like a champagne-y rose gold kind of shade because it's not full on gold. Like, the gold is not what's standing out to me in the picture. It also could be that the picture was taken a while, like long ago, where cameras weren't as advanced as they are now, but I'm just going to take my best guess and shot at this. It looks like it's more of a pinky shimmery, light pinky, not like very pinky that you can tell it's pink. We're gonna go on and prime our lids with our trusty P. Louise primer. Back in the days, y'all, okay, when I first started makeup, I was an Urban Decay girl, hardcore. And I'm not saying that the primer isn't as good as when I started using it, no, but P. Louise was like a new introduction to my life, and now I'm buying P. Louise more, and it's also not that expensive compared to the Urban Decay eye primer. Also, a side note, if you do not have an eye primer, you guys can use your concealer. Doesn't matter. Preferably a shade way lighter than your base for your face because you want your eyes to pop. Being the perfectionist that I am, to get a beautiful cut and a complete blend out of my primer, I like getting a flat paddle brush and start blending it with this so I can get it even close to the lash line right around here. Y'all see what I'm talking about? If I were to do it with my finger, mind you, I love using my fingers for makeup, but it's not gonna blend like very close to the lash line. Y'all see what I'm talking about? It's not gonna do that. I'm gonna blend out the other eye. I will be right back so you guys can see the rest of the tutorial for the eyes. Going in with an OG palette, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Yes, she smells like chocolate. If y'all never tried it, may be late to the train, but it's never too late to hop on board. I'm going to go in with the shade Creme Brulee, and it's this nice pinky shimmery one. So as long as you have a neutrals palette, you guys can do this look with any other palette. I'm just choosing the chocolate bar. So I'm gonna grab my packer brush. My packer brush, it's basically a rounded flat brush, like all in one, and it's not a blending brush. Those two brushes are different. A packer basically pats on the full lid, whatever color that you're putting on, it's going to pack that color onto your lid. That's why it's called a packing brush. Okay, you're gonna bring this all the way into the corner of your eye, all the way around. You want to go all around the full circumference of your eye. Again, she doesn't do a complicated eye look. It doesn't look like that on the picture, so that's what we're gonna aim for. In the picture, it looks like a very beautiful eye look, and it's also very subtle at the same time. It's nothing too dramatic and it's nothing too bold. Now that both eyes are done, we're gonna go in with a very light transition color. In this case, we're gonna grab this nice tan color right here. It is not dark brown, so do not pick up a dark brown. For our transition, meaning from the outside of our eye all the way into our crease, we're gonna use a tan color. Stay with me. Here we go. We're gonna apply it from the outside and we're just gonna bring it in. And you're not going to want to wing this out too much. Her eyes in the picture are very round. She went for a round look. They gave her a round look, whatever. That's what the picture is giving. So you're going to want to make this into a round shape when you are blending. Perfect. So y'all see, it doesn't really stick out and wing out like that. We're going to do the same on the other side. You want a very nice fluffy blending brush. By the way, you do not want to use the same packing brush for this, just so it can blend in beautifully, easily, and not create harsh lines. What you want for this look is for the shimmer to stand out the most and not too much of that transition. The transition, again, had to be like a tan. Now we're gonna grab that Q-tip that is wet, moist before using it, starting at an inner corner and dragging that all the way around, making sure you guys are carving a round shape to the eye. Round and round. wrong artist, wrong artist. Making sure that the tip of the corner of your eye has that shimmer. She does have it showing in the picture. So shimmer, again, shimmer, sparkles, all of that was a thing back in that time, so you wanted to show, don't hide it. We're going to go in for the wing. I'm going to use a brown liquid liner. Also, please ignore that I like lost a nail this week. If I waited any longer to create this video, I possibly would have never made the video, to be very honest with you guys. Now for this Hannah look, the eyeliner that is being used on the top part of her lid is very round, so we're not gonna do a cat eye winged liner. We are going for round eyes. For her eyes, you guys are going to want to go where your lashes start. Mind you, I have my lashes done right now. Wherever your first lash starts to show, that's where you're going to apply, and you're going to pat in that liquid liner. You're not going to drag it yet. Now you're going to drag slowly. You don't want the eyeliner to be too thick, and you're going to stop where your lashes stop. Okay, now we're going to wing it out very little bit. Okay, smidge, drag a little bit. That's it. You see the wing? You guys don't see my wing coming past my eyelash. My eyelash ends here. The wing extends right there. It's a short eyeliner. You want it hugging your eye, if that makes any sense. She also does have brown eyeshadow in the bottom. I believe it's eyeshadow. I don't think it's brown eyeliner because of how soft the eyes look in the picture. I'm gonna bring back that picture so you guys can see. Okay, so grabbing an angled brush, any angled brush you have, I like using mine from Morphe. It is super thin, it's so easy to work with, love. You're going to want to grab a dark brown eyeshadow. Mine is called Hot Chocolate from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes. So I'm gonna go in literally where the first eyelash in the bottom lashes start as well. It's very round. Her eyes are very round in this picture, and we're gonna extend that all the way to the end of our eye. Also, I do know I'm not blonde, so this outcome is not going to look like a 100% transformation. But trust that I am doing this makeup look as concrete, as accurate as possible. And even though I am a brunette, dark brown hair, girly, the makeup is still the makeup that she is using in that picture. If you're blonde, you're going to look more like Hannah than I am. I don't have a blonde wig. I actually have a wig in the color of Miley's hair. But we're doing Hannah, we're not doing Miley, even though they have the best of both worlds, pun intended, but we're not doing that. Maybe if you guys really like this and you want me to do a Miley inspired look, let me know in the comments below and I'll do it, and also pop on the wig. And that is it, you guys. That is the under eyes of the Hannah look. Now we're gonna clean up that concealer. Por fin. Finally, using my M133 concealer blending brush, I'm going to blend this out. You guys can use any concealer brush or your finger, which is what I do at the end of this. You want to blend with your brush really close to the eyeshadow, but not on it, so be very careful. Also, with the excess that's left on the brush, what I like to do is clean out the eye underneath the eyebrow. Okay, it does make it look even better. You also want to go in where you get redness. I get it underneath my nose most often. Going to cover the smile lines. And now using a beauty blender, you're going to want to wet it. Make sure it's moist for the best kind of blending. Okay, exactly where you had your concealer spots, that's where you guys want to blend. Then going in with my finger, like I said, I love to melt all the concealer into my eye. Now for the nose, we are not contouring. I'm actually going to bronzer instead. She has a button nose, so I'm going to focus it more right where my tip of my nose is. Draw a line right across where the bridge of my nose ends, and literally only 2 little dashes on the lower side, not on the upper, because she does not have a snatched nose. Why? She was just a little girl, guys. She was not a woman, all right? Like, we all want to be so quickly for whatever reason. But I'm not saying that I started makeup at an early age, y'all, and I'm not saying that I started it too old. No, I've always been into beauty, but my mom had her rules, all right? I was only able to have chapstick, lip gloss, mascara was a stretch, okay? And that was it, you guys. When I started to actually apply makeup, it was when I was in sophomore year of high school, so that means that I was at the age of close to 15. Y'all see the button like starting to like shape itself, so we're gonna tap in the bronzer, and that, my girly pops, creates the button nose effect. Now to blend out the concealer on the nose, I'm just gonna drag it upwards, okay, not downwards. We want to keep this shade in. We're gonna blend upwards to the top of our bridge of our nose for that brightening. Okay, beautiful. Grab that moist beauty blender and we're going to tap tappity. Okay, then we're gonna drag the sides of our fingers on the sides of our nose. In case there's any excess of concealer, it's gonna blend through and through. Her nose shape is different than my nose shape, but again, it's a button, it is not a snatch nose. Since Hannah's cheeks are very pinky and flushed out, I'm going to go in with my Ofra blush palette. All right, we're gonna grab the lightest pink in the palette, which is this one, going in with a blush brush, tapping that in, and we're going to put this, I'm still going to blend outward in, smile, and that's where you want it to end. I love blush on the nose, but Hannah doesn't have blush on the nose, so we're not doing that. Grabbing the Kabuki, we're about to blend all this seamlessly into the face. Y'all gonna see why I always suggest having a Kabuki brush. What's a Kabuki brush, Kathy? A Kabuki brush is the fat brush that you guys see in the stores, okay? This is the Kabuki brush. This brush is thick, she's fat, and she's round, but she helps blend like a dream. Watch. The last time I freaked out, I just kept looking down. Stuttering, asking what I'm thinking about. And look at how that blended. Look at the after, look at the before. Now I'm going to blend out the finishing powder using a powder puff. And look at that. Look at how beautifully that set the skin. Fit me, I'm telling you guys, it will forever fit my expectations in a finishing powder. I'm a pretty cheesy gal. That's why, like, I really enjoyed watching Hannah Montana as a kid, because she had a lot of corny jokes and I would still laugh at them every time as a 8-year-old. Because I was 8 when the show was like airing. So now we're gonna go on for the lippies. Now going in with my lip liner from NYX in shade Ever. It's more of like a mauve toasty pink color. Her lips are pink peachy in this makeup look, so we're gonna aim for that. It is not overlined. Her lip look looks natural to her lip size, so we're not gonna overline in this makeup look. Sorry to break it to you girlies, but that is the sweet darn it truth. Just following the line. And that's it. Normally I frame it, but it doesn't look like she had an ombre lip at the time. I'm telling you, makeup has evolved, and thank God that it has. But we're trying to replicate this look exactly to the T. I'm going to be mixing a triple lip combo. So we have the burnt rosy outline, but we're gonna have a pinky peachy lip combo going on. So I'm grabbing this mauve pink peachy lipstick. So I'm gonna apply this on my bottom lip because my bottom lip is bigger than my top lip. My top lip, I'm going to top it off with the Anastasia lipstick. It has more of a shimmer and pink to it. We're gonna mesh the two and y'all about to see the combination of both. This is how the Trifle Cosmetics lipstick looks like. She is more on the sheer side. It is not a matte lipstick. I wish I could tell y'all the shade, but literally it has no like shade label, so I'm sorry. And now we're gonna go in with Anastasia's lipstick in shade Pink Champagne. It really does have like that shimmer to it. That's why I'm going to apply it on the top lip to give it that overall mesh. Right on top over here. Y'all see the difference between this and this? I, in my infinite knowledge of lippies and in my experiences in creating awesome lip combos, because if there's anything I know how to do, guys, is a lip combo. Okay, so we're going to put this all on the top of the lip. We're not applying this to the center because her lips are not ombre, so there's no framing going on. This one's more corally and peachy and this one's more pinky, and her lip has a combo of both. Tell me that lip don't look like this lip. Tell me you don't look like this lip. I think I ate with this lip. Mind you, I didn't have a trial run before filming this. This was like on the spot, something I thought about. I'm like, wait, what if I do a triple lip combo? I think this would match perfectly the lip that Hannah has in this picture. And boy, was I right. Boy, was I right. So what do we think? I believe it's giving Hannah. It's giving Hannah. Give me a rating in the comments below, because she get the lip morale front. Ooh, wow. Hot in styles, every shoe, every color. So there y'all have it. This is the recreated Hannah look. Let me know if y'all give her a try, and let me know how I did in the comments below. For a girly that grew up watching the show, I believe I did her justice, and if not, but I believe I did. I believe I did, because honestly, I'm about to go out looking like this, and I have no problem looking like this coming out of my house. So it is not a sweet niblets moment. It is more of a Hanny Glam Tammy moment. Don't know if that hit or that was like, let me know. Until next time, my gems, and if you haven't followed and subscribed to my channel, I don't know what y'all waiting for. This is a Christian beauty content creator page, so if you love beauty and if you love Jesus and you want to mesh them together and you're about that life and love the idea of that, click the follow button, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss a single video. And when it comes to my beauty content videos, they'll always be posted on a Saturday within the weekend. And if y'all want more of inspirational posts, they will always be posted on a Wednesday or Thursday in the His Gems Speak podcast. So we have the best of both worlds in this channel. I had to say it. in my Hannah Montana glam factor moment. Oh, and before I forget, let's set this beautiful Hannah makeover with one of my favorites, Milani Make It Last setting spray. Girl, hold everything together. And squishing it in, lightly tapping our beauty blender in all those spots that we want and desire to set our makeup in. And voila, she's done and she's ready to hit the limo.